And welcome, welcome, welcome. How are we doing? LinkedIn for breakfast. Here we are, and our game plan is to be able to help you to be able to generate more leads for your business here. What is our sinister plan at LinkedIn for breakfast? And our mission is to be able to have a slice of marketing madness every single week, to be able to give you another way of being able to improve and make things work upon LinkedIn. There's loads of you guys here today, so it's obviously an important subject. So just before I start, it's a great opportunity for me to be able to give you a gift today of joining one of our new power teams, totally for free. We basically set up, because of the Brew 360 update on LinkedIn, we've set up separate WhatsApp groups for specific adjoining, not competitive, businesses that are targeting specific audiences. So the idea of the power team was born. And so if you haven't been able to get into one of those yet, which a few people haven't, but a few people have, then please do jump into LinkedIn for Breakfast, which is our community here. It's totally free to join. Over 6,000 of you lovely people in here. And go and check out this thing here. So there's no pod today, just power team. And the idea is that if you look here, and I'll share this in the chat, you can then go and have a look at the power teams that we have. So here's the document here. These are the different power teams. So we've got people who are selling to founders who are looking to exit. So that power team might look like financial advisors, M&A advisors, exit planners, corporate consultants, pitch deck creators. That's one type of power team. And so we want to put them together to be able to help and like and comment and maybe do joint events, maybe do podcasts together, kind of interact with each other to generate a a better momentum in your marketing by hanging out with people that are complementary. And so we've got a number of these. So people targeting high growth service businesses, people targeting professionals, people targeting healthcare. So please do jump into this. So I'm going to put this, I'm going to share this in the chat now. And all you lovely people say, ask me to share what's happening here. I'm just going to grab this link here. Looks like I've been literally logged. Somebody's been on my computer last night. I can see that a lot of my daughter's homework was printed off last night, so I presume that I'd be logged out of everything. Thank you, family. So there you go. It's in the chat now. So please jump onto there. There is a form on this if you want to apply just at the top. And if you don't know what I'm blooming talking about and you think I'm going loopy, watch the video that we did around. We did a whole session on Power Teams 2.0, so you can go and watch that, and then you can go onto this form here and apply to join a power team. We'll then reach out to you. Remember, this is all manual. We're doing this all for the to help the success. So obviously do jump onto there, fill in the details, and then we'll be reaching out to you in due course. Right, my lovelies. Let's let's get on with it, right? So before we get started today, let me just tell you kind of my sinister plan for all of you, right? So we want to talk about how we're going to create custom AI tools and use them as lead magnets. We've been very successful as that. And what is our mission here at LinkedIn for Breakfast? Well, we want to make this a place where you can come to really look at how you can unlock the full potential of LinkedIn as both a powerful tool for that business development piece, that getting the phone ringing and inbox pinging with inquiries stuff, as well as the brand awareness stuff, the brand expansion, right? So how many people know you and your company and what you do? You know, if someone sees you at a networking group, they'll go, "Oh, right, yeah, I know you're that person that does that stuff," right? That's what we want to do. So both grows your brand and also generate leads. And our vision here is to make it the best place on earth to learn LinkedIn for free. So tell your friends about us. Because it's awesome, right? And as I showed you, we've got this community. It's free to join in there. So Flora's probably put the link into the community. If you're not in there, do jump into it. You can see that in the chat there. Or if you want to Google this because you're watching it on a replay, just type in LinkedIn for Breakfast School and you'll find our lovely school group. Right. Who is ready to see the best lead magnet of 2026? Give me a one in the chat if you are. I want to hear some ones going ping, ping, ping. Yeah, okay, good stuff, right? And the proof is here that my big posts that have done incredibly well, and I showed this when we talked about how we generated loads of leads from 3 posts last week. We did a great conversation about generating loads of three from 3 posts. Many those 3 posts that generated over 2,000 leads, two of them were about AI tools that we used. We created custom AI tools and asked people to say, would you like this free AI tool? And then of course they go, yes, 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 yes. And we get, 150,000 impressions, 1,500 comments. And because I generated a few of these AI tools, I then put it into an AI tools newsletter. And you can see here that I've got 3,400 leads, people basically signing up for those newsletter of these AI tools from this, right? So there's a bit of proof in here. And then just to show you, just if anybody's interested in kind of funnel hacking, if you like, people who go onto our newsletter then also go into an automatic power dialer, and then my team will then dial them and then invite them onto an event, etc. Many of you guys may have been the recipients of one of those calls. But if you're just interested, that's how you can then go, hey, here's a free tool. And then people join a free newsletter, and then people get a phone call and then come along and then book a call, right? So this is kind of how you can take people off LinkedIn and into funnels, right? So this is the game plan. Now, how does this all kind of map, right? So if we think about what we're trying to create, let me just jump onto my whiteboard of truth and justice. So whenever we're doing stuff on LinkedIn, we are trying to get a attention. So we want to get this awareness, and we want these people that we are trying to connect with, we're trying to message, we're trying to kind of get them to like our stuff. We're trying to just go, hey, all of you lovely target audience people, look at me, right? That's the whole point. We've got to be able to build awareness, and we've got to move that awareness into consideration, right? So, yes, I connect with Heather and I understand that she is, she does something, right? Look at this, Flora. We hit our 100 people mark. This is cool. Okay, so welcome everybody. There's actually a waiting room for the people here also trying to get in. So I think next week we'll have to make sure we expand our license with Zoom. So when we get people from awareness into consideration, the whole point of this, my friends, is that yes, I connected with you. I've got over 25,000 connections. Do I know what those people do? No, I barely know what 30 people do in a breakfast networking room that I walk into, right? So the whole point is I might be aware that you're an accountant. I might be aware that you're a coach. I might be aware that you do something techie, but I have no idea if you're any good or if it applies to me or if I should even care. So we have to on LinkedIn use things to move people into this consideration piece, right? Consideration is where I look at some piece of content and I spend time on it. I linger, I learn, I understand. I understand if I like the cut of your jib, right? I know that actually, oh, that's a good point, or that was a great tip, or I got some value from you, right? And there's some great ways of doing this. We call this a weekly moment, right? I think that every week should have a moment, some moment where you are putting out a real showstopper of a consideration piece, right? And we always say things like a weekly moment could be an event, could be a video, could be some sort of newsletter, could be some sort of live, like a LinkedIn live, or it could be like a two-step post, right? So the two-step post that I showed you, so where you're saying, hey, I've got this cool thing, would you like it? And they say yes, and then they download it, and then they can read it, use it, interact with it, right? So the consideration piece. Now, what I want to show you today is that this consideration piece, and there are some great things like podcasts and events and stuff, which are good for people learning and understanding more about you. But one of them could be an AI tool that you create based upon your methodology that gives them value that they can then go and use and interact with not just once but many times if they're going to be using it many times, and then the value exchange is like, wow, I had did a great productivity tool from Heather, and that's been great for me to be able to goal set, and I use it all the time. And so now I see Heather as being like this goal setting productivity queen, and I want to go and have, she reaches out to me and say, hey, do you want to have a chat? I'd love to have a catch up. The door's totally open. Like, hell yes, I'll come and actually have a chat with you, right? And that's the next piece that we move people from awareness consideration to convert, which is then you're booking a sales meeting with someone. And if someone's been using a tool that you've created consistently after that, when you have a sales meeting with them and you then say to them, do you want to go buy my thing? Which is then deliver, where they actually then start to buy stuff from you. then that should be the easiest win, right? Because it should be frictionless all the way from here. If you get this right, right? And this is one of the tools. Now, it's a very successful tool and it's shiny. So many leads that get created is because people like a shiny thing, right? We are magpies. We understand when we are doom scrolling, the only thing that stops us from the doom is something shiny, which is probably part of the doom anyway. But if that shiny thing actually helps us to do something faster, quicker, better, stronger, cheaper, then actually we felt that we actually got a win from that instead of just looking at the next cat video that comes up, right? And so this is why we want to create this. Okay, makes sense. So how do you think about what do I create? Well, I don't know about you guys, but there's probably a ton of swipe files, templates, ebooks that you've created in the past, things that you've built that you could maybe package up into something that's interactive. So back in the day, I used to produce like just worksheets, like checklists of the 30 things to do in the first 30 days of running a LinkedIn campaign, right? And that type of swipe file, I could easily package that into some sort of AI tool, right? Or for me, we do hey, build out a 6 messaging sequence. So when you connect with someone, you can send them a series of messages to be able to move them through your funnel. And I used to create templated examples of that people could then rewrite in their own words, right? Now I could just create the AI tool that rewrites it for them, and then they use that, right? Based upon my methodology. So I'm going to show you this. So I'm going to show you how to easily and quickly create a free AI tool for your clients through ChatGPT. And then I'm going to show you how to create one and do the LinkedIn post around it, right? So if you go into ChatGPT here, okay, you need to have the paid for version to create an AI tool, but it's only like 15 quid a month. And most of you probably have some sort of paid for version of AI by now. And if you don't, this is a really good reason to maybe upgrade, and you can try it. In here, you've got this explore GPTs, and basically you see here there's a whole library of different examples, and you can do this in Claude Code, etc. I'm using ChatGPT because it's the most common used, but you can do these in different AI tools. So this is not unique to ChatGPT. Top right, there's this My GPT. So if you created stuff before, you'll see loads. I've got loads of different GPTs that I've created for different things, such as looking at, yeah, my post of the month writer, my health protocol, my Brew 360 headline writer, my DM outreach sequence creator. There's so many of these that we've created that both my team use and also we've used as lead magnets, right? So if you then wanted to create one yourself, just go into Explore GPTs, and if you haven't created your own, top right, there's a create button, and then you go into a dashboard that looks like this, and what it's looking for is essentially the name of your GPT, the description of what it does, and the instructions that you're going to give the GPT to create. Now, here's the cool thing. That might seem complicated, but what I don't want you to do is just simply jump on and ask ChatGPT to create the instructions for the GPT itself, right? So you're simply going to talk to it and it's going to create the thing, and we're going to copy and paste it. And within 10 minutes from here, we're going to have a fully functioning AI tool that's ready to rock. Okay. And so I thought I'd just show you a really easy example of a type of GPT that we would use for a lead generator. And if we look here, this is my LinkedIn RW's LinkedIn automated outreach templates, right? This is an ebook swipe file that I used to give out to people all the time. It's still probably on a few of our lead magnets from our 5-day challenge, etc., that we have. And as you can see from here, it's basically like a PDF, and the PDF is, hey, here's the actual outreach demo of an automated outreach that I would do, and I'd show people this is what we do, and we've got these DMs that we send to people, and then we wait 3 days and we send this DM, then we wait 14 days, we send this DM. And so this is the PDF version that I want to share. Now, this needs updating because our methodology's moved on a little bit. And also, wouldn't it be cool as instead of me just giving out a PDF and saying, hey, these are the messages that I send, I can give out a PDF, I can give out an AI tool that says, using my methodology, this is what I suggest you do for your outreach messaging. And all you need to do is give it a bit of details and it will create a lovely campaign for you, right? So that's the premise. And then I could go onto LinkedIn and say, hey, I've got a six-step LinkedIn messaging sequence that I know that converts really well. And I built a free AI tool around it. Who would like the link to the free AI tool, right? And then suddenly people go, yes, please, boom, 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 boom. And just to bring that home for you, if I look here at my impressions on LinkedIn, I go to 365 days. I'll show you the results that 1.5 million impressions. If I come down, the top performing 150,000 impressions, 10% of my total impressions last year was this one post. And I'm saying on it, I built a free AI bot that tells you why your profile isn't converting and how to fix it in 3 minutes. Yes, I launched this free tool that scores your LinkedIn profile across 20 out of 20 across 10 different sections. Do you want the link? Comment yes, and I'll send it over. Right? And look, 1,539 comments. So yes, 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 yes. That is leads for people wanting this AI tool that I can follow up. So when we talk about what I'm showing you here, this stuff works. Genuine leads that are happening here, genuine opportunity for you to follow this system and generate a similar result. Okay, you just got to think about what is the thing that people will see you as being a thought leader on, and what can you use that you've created in the past to create a nice AI tool, and keep it simple. This is the most important thing. Right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use my whisper flow and I'm going to dictate a very simple instruction to it. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it's going to perform a lovely instruction for a new GPT. So let's start. I want to create a custom GPT set of instructions that dictates a six message sequence that follows a PDF that I'm going to give you. This will be updated because the PDF is only 5 messages, whereas I want six. The flow for these messages I want is message one to be a hello, which I'll give you the template for. Message two will be a call to action for a two-step post, which we need to ask the user for what their two-step will be. Message three will be a question, which I'll give you the template for. Message four will be an event invite, which we need to ask the user for which event they want to promote. Message five will be a LinkedIn newsletter promotion, which we want to ask what the newsletter title will be. And message six will be a breakup email, which I will give you the message for. Please ask only 3 questions at the start of the GPT. Keep all the messages short and snappy. Make sure we know who the target audience is that we're writing for, and what the client does. That's it. Okay. Thank God. Sometimes Whisperflow doesn't actually produce the documents there. So I was like, what? But good. So you can see here that, and by the way, the reason why I like Whisperflow, look, all my rambled instructions have now been formatted into some sort of thing. I'm not even going to bother reading that. I trust Whisperflow. And then what I'm going to do, one template here. And so I'm just going to go on to onto my swipe file and I'm just going to copy my first template here. So what I'm doing here is I'm just making sure that the things that I want to keep. So this is why we create these custom AI tools, because anybody can go on to GPT and just say, hey, write me 6 messages to promote my different things. That's not what this is about. This is about saying this is Richard's way of doing it. And so it has my unique vavavoom in terms of how we do this based upon us running this for loads of campaigns and loads of clients. And so why would someone use mine as opposed to using plain ChatGPT? Because I'm putting this level of detail in based upon our results, right? So that's how you frame when you're promoting these things, right? So say, hey, they're just stay friendly, and I'm going to remove coach to coach because I want to keep it generic. And so how's things in the world, right? Um, two, so then I'm going to say three message because we know that two is going to be the two step. I'm just going to go back to this. So number three, which is the question, which is we just say, hey, I thought I'd check in. What's the big thing you're working on this quarter? So that's one of the messages we do. The reason why I do these type of messages, by the way, is we want you've got to do some call to actions, but you've also got to do some questions to people to get them talking, right? And so that's the thesis behind this. And then this is the last one. This is what we call the breakup email. Gets loads of replies actually. We might have sent six messages beforehand, but for whatever reason, this one works because we say, hey, I'm generally interested in connecting further. Would you say LinkedIn's not the best place to do so? The lack of response above shows that it had perhaps not lol, right? You wouldn't believe how well that does, considering we've literally just spammed someone for five messages before, and yet that last one seems to get a reply. I think it's because it feels a bit authentic. Cool. So I'm going to add that in as message six, and then see um, see my old template as an example for the time suggestions between messages for the output, right? So, um, and I'm just going to upload this. I'm going to actually just download this so I won't forget where I've put it. Right, so download that, and then I'm going to upload the PDF. So I'm just uploading this PDF just so it can kind of get a bit even better flavor of what I'm trying to do here. So if you're working off an old thing, do upload the old thing. And then, so I can say, remember to keep the call to action messages short and snappy, and to use what you know about the titles of these different resources to generate the messaging. So just a bit of a comment around that. Great. So now I've done that, I feel like I'm just going to just send that out and see what it comes back with. So it's going to read through this, and then it's going to create here the LinkedIn six-step outreach campaign, the purpose of this, the rules, questions to ask, and then the different messages. There you go. So it's going to kind of have these different delays in here. And then it will give you instructions. The only tweak I suggest is making message two, four, and five follow the same pattern: curiosity, relevance, one simple call to action. So I'm just going to go with this. So sometimes it will ask you lots of kind of suggestions and improvements. You can kind of go through it and perfect it from here. But my instinct tells me to just get on with it because we ain't got all day, Richard. Okay, so I'm gonna get so let's just jump into a fresh. So what I do, I've got the custom instructions GPT chat here, and what I'll do is I'll open up a new GPT chat. So if I do need to kind of tweak the instructions, if the output doesn't feel right, I can just go back to the original conversation easily. So again, I'm going to go explore GPTs. I'm going to go top right and press create. I'm going to then just dump the instructions straight into this box. I'll expand it for you so you can see here, I've just dumped the instructions as it's given it to me. And so the thing that I'll need here is I'm going to grab the title, and I'm going to go chuck the title into here. So LinkedIn six-step outreach campaign. And then I'm going to purpose. Your job is to create a six. So I'll put that as a description. So your job is to create a complete six messaging LinkedIn outreach sequence that nurtures the campaign before that. Good. And then one thing I'll do whilst we're going to be testing it is I will ask it for an image. Can you create a square pop art style image for a LinkedIn outreach campaign using no text, just images? So, and square. So what it's doing now is I'm just it's going to create a nice image for me whilst I'm demonstrating this to go into here so it looks all lovely, right? But ultimately, this should hopefully be good. So what I do is just put start here, as a conversation starter. So when someone comes in there, they just press the button and they should know what it is. I always tick the code interpreter. I don't know why, but I like ticking boxes. And so that's what gets me up in the morning. And so that's everything I need to do. And I just press create because I can come back and add that image once it's generated. I'll press save and fingers crossed there's nothing in here that is going to become a problem for publishing this live. Unable to publish GPT. This GPT can't be shared publicly because it violates our usage policies, right? So what you do if you ever get a pop-up like this, what you do is you send that and you take that and say, I tried to publish these instructions and it said this. Could you tell me why? Right, bam, and then ask it. It will probably be because somewhere. Okay. I tell you what it was already. I think it's probably because I've used the word LinkedIn. Yeah. So here you go. I won't even look at what the examples is. I'm just going to take LinkedIn out of the title and description. I think we're probably okay in the instructions. Six-step outreach campaign creator. There we go. And I'm just going to press create now. If you use the word LinkedIn in the name and description, usually that's the problem. We'll be able to test this live. Come on. Yeah, baby. We're there. Right, view GPT. So we are live with this. So look, it looks like this. We haven't got the image in there, but we'll put it in a second. And all I can do now is press start here. So this will be the journey your customers take. So what you do here is you're just working out, am I being asked too many complicated things? So who is the target audience and what do you do? What is your two-step post? Paste the total title. What are the event that you want to promote and what is the LinkedIn newsletter title, right? So that's the concept around it. I maybe, if I was doing this more publicly, would be able to just put a little bit more meat on the bone, like, hey, what we do in this two-step, we do is a two-step post. If you don't know what that is, click here and an event and a promotion. But for this, just to show it working without me having to put a little bit of human kind of user experience on, I'm going to say we oh, 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 oh. So we work with service sector businesses. Our two-step post is a 6 message DM sequence generator. Our event is how to create custom AI tools as lead generation hooks. And the newsletter title is the LinkedIn for Breakfast newsletter. So just kind of using today's event and what we're talking about here as the examples here, and bam. And actually, the nice thing about this, when you actually ask to the GPT to only ask a number of things, then and to limit the amount of inputs it needs, actually it can get to the result quite quickly, which I think is great for user experience. I do think the opener here just need to explain what these things are, otherwise people will be like two-step what in here, right? But look, straight away, based on your campaign details, here's the document. So 6-step LinkedIn outreach. So this is the pre-message activity. So linked activity, view the profile, like the free post, wait 3 days. So it's maybe pulling a bit of that out. And then message one, friendly hello, right? So message time in day 3, linked activity, send message copy, hi, just a friendly hello, how things the update in the world. And then wait 14 days. And then message 2 and then wait 14 days. And what I might do is I actually might say, remove the LinkedIn activity from this and just go with the messaging and the waits, right? Which would be one of the tweaks that I could make from the instructions. But look, here we go. We got a nice message. So here you go. I'm running an upcoming session called How to Create Custom AI Tools there. Thought it might be relevant based on your role. Would you like the details? Right? There you go. So a nice message DM copy that would send out to someone really nice and easily. So how cool is this, right? Now, I now have a custom AI tool, and if you guys want it, I could literally now share it with you. So if I can go back to here, so before I share it, let me just show you how to create the image. So here's the image that ChatGPT created for me. I can just press download. It's going to download it. I go back to this GPT. I go top left here, and I go edit GPT. So this is now a live GPT. I go edit GPT. Yes, I am recording this. Yes, we'll send the replay around to everybody within the community. I click on this plus button. I upload the photo. I go to my download. I find this. Oh, hello. There, go to my downloads. I find that little pop art thing. It's got a nice little icon. The whole point is you're never going to see this image without actually seeing the title underneath it. So that's why I do a pop art thing without any titles. It's probably a bit busy for my liking, but hey, you know, we ain't perfect this morning. And then I press update, and then when it updates, it's going to give me the link. And once it gives me the link, I'm going to then share it in the chat, and you guys can have a play with it, right? So here we go. Copy the link. I'll share this in the chat. Here is the GPT. Job, right? And then it's in there. Okay. So the final thing I want to show you is last week I shared a two-step post generator. So when we talk about actually the two-step post and trying to create this text, and usually slightly bigger than that, I actually created a custom GPT that creates this two-step post for the actual posting of it now that you have the thing, right? And so if I go into my GPTs and I go and actually find, I wish I had a search bar for GPTs. I always think this. I don't have enough in there. Someone will probably tell me there is one, but I'm looking for my two-step post. Have I gone past it? Flora, if you can see it, unmute me. Come on. Two-step post. Viral. There's so many of these things. I love it. Have I gone past it?
In
Surely I have.
chat.
In the chat, there you go. Flora comes and hits it. Right. So two-step post social media generator tool. Here we go. Two-step post. Right. So this is a tool. I'll stick this in the chat for you guys as well. Oh yeah, Flora's just put it in the chat, idiot. So that's where I got it from. So if you go start here, it's going to help to create the post that we're going to do. So it's going to say, I review the example post. So let's start. What is the value-based resource you want to give away, right? So it's a AI tool, and I'm going to get the title of it. So it's a, there we go. And I'm just going to copy and paste that into it. A tool. There you go. And I'm just going to say creates. I'm just giving it a bit of meat on the bone for what it does. Okay. What makes the six-step outreach campaign generally useful for your audience? It's based upon my methodology and it helps people to generate leads through DMs in LinkedIn. Cool. And then it's going to say, what's the personal story or insight that shows why this giveaway matters? From working with over 1,000 clients and doing so many outreach messages, I don't care to guess how many. We've tested the best formula, and this is the system that we feel works the best for direct messaging from a lead generation perspective as a small service business. Cool. So then that's a little bit of a personal framework. That gives it everything it needs. Oh, who is it specifically for? Okay, so service sector businesses. I had already said that, but there you go. So here we go. So now this is the messaging sequence or the DM message for the LinkedIn post. So I can copy this. I can go to LinkedIn. I can then go and start a post. I can literally stick this post onto here. So the LinkedIn DM sequence that we've tested across 1,000 plus clients. Most people treat LinkedIn like an outreach, like a sales pitch. That's why they get ignored. The highest performing outreach campaigns don't try and book meetings and messages in one. They go process for a journey from connection to content. So here we go. I'm just going to do this because I feel like sometimes it gets a bit too listy, LinkedIn. There you go. Over the last few years, we've had over 1,000 service businesses that are there. We can all the way through discount approaches. And I'm just gonna get rid of that. That's why. It's AI tool. That methodology creates a complete six-step messaging. I'm just gonna get rid of this. Um, Make it available free. So the leads, correct outreach, and I'll send the AI tool that builds complete bits for them. Good stuff. Right, so here you go. And then so I'm just going to give a nice little picture in here. So I'm going to go to my Richard Woods folder, choose a random selfie because everybody loves a random selfie. Why wouldn't you? Let's go here. Oh God, God, who really wants to see this ridiculousness? Um, Here you go. Here's me in a garden. There you go. Surely, and so I'm going to tag this. This is a good super tip if you're just watching me watch do this because tagging does help to be able to work it. Alt tag. Richard Woods talking about how to create a six-step DM messaging sequence on LinkedIn. So the alt text tells what this is about, and you want AI now to be able to talk about it, and then press next. Okay, so the LinkedIn DM sequence we tested across thousands of clients. Sequence. Uh, Cool. I think for me, this feels a little bit wordy, so I might go back and change it. But just for demo from today, I'm going to post that. Job done, right? Because I want you to see this post. I might tweak the text a little bit. I think the opening piece could be a bit stronger. But ultimately, that is now live on my profile. And so we've actually got 5 minutes to spare, but there you go. Um, this post is live. I'm asking people at the end of it to comment outreach below, and I'll send you the Airtel the Biz complete campaign for you. And I guarantee you by this evening, there will be leads generated on this. So I'm going to copy this link to this post here. If anybody wants to be kind enough to see what happens after the words outreach, if you type it into here and how my team manage this, I'll cancel that. There's the link. Oh, Jesus. Sorry. I'm testing the wrong thing here. Right, let me just try and repaste that. By the way, if you ever try and paste something or a link to get rid of everything after this question mark in UTM, this is what LinkedIn uses as a tracker to track where the link's been shared from. So if you want to see the traffic on your post look natural, just copy the stuff before the question mark. It's a super tip for everybody. And I'm going to answer questions in a second. So jump onto there, that link there, go onto there and type the word outreach, and then you'll be able to see my team who will then take over and then send you the outreach tool. Right, cool. Not in the chat, by the way, Gail, thank you, but actually on the LinkedIn post at the bottom here. So you would just go onto here and let me just here I'll operate in someone else. So you like this and then comment the word um, outreach like this, and then you can give an insightful and then comment, and there you go. So something like that. You just comment as outreach. Cool. Right, my pedigree chums. Whew. That could have gone a lot worse. Okay, good. So, I get it. That was a lot, right? That was a lot. But I really hope that you can. What I wanted to do is break the myth of AI tools being that hard to create, how to actually, which one to create, like find your old ebook, make it into an interactive thing, and put it into ChatGPT and just talk to ChatGPT and ask it for the instructions. Go to my GPTs, create a new one, and then dump that in there and then test it. And then just think about, great, it creates the thing now, but actually is the user journey good? Do we need to add a bit more big meat on the bone with that? And then work it through that way. Okay. So hopefully that gives you a bit of a head start. So what I want to do, so definitely need to restart. Okay, so marathon, not a sprint. I like it. So questions, gang. Let me take some questions from you. Paul, over to you, sir.
Hello. Hi. Thanks so much for that. It was great. Hope you could hear me okay, yeah.
I can hear you, yes.
I really well explained. It went really well, so thank you. My question is, how do I actually activate that then? How do I get that working on LinkedIn?
Just like a so when you say what the with the AI tool,
Yeah. How do I actually get it so it starts working? So I know how to design it now, but how
yeah.
do I get it
But
running?
what do you mean by get it running? So what so people can so other people can use it?
Well, no, so people will actually start, sorry, it will start sending messages from my LinkedIn account.
Oh, so you mean the actual direct messaging tool that I've created? Okay, so it doesn't automatically do it. It's just creating the text. And
Yeah,
then if you wanted to use a automated software, you
yeah,
could use something like Expandy, or some other tools around there that do automation. Or if you just want, if you know, the way that we like to do it, obviously, we use our VAs to do it. That's what, as our business, that's what we offer clients, because it's a bit more human. We can tailor each message a bit better, and then we outreach. And to give you an idea, so there is no sales pitch here, but some people like to see how we kind of operate. When our virtual assistants come on board, we do like a scrape. So we use Sales Navigator, so you don't have to. We scrape an outreach database. We do a campaign that will look, or we get a database that will look like this, together. So this is a demo database. Oh, have I frozen? Oh, good. No, I'm back again. So this is a demo database. You've got names, profile links. Obviously, this is all demo because it's just my link. Companies, emails, phone numbers. And then when we're doing the connection request, message two, message three, message four, we're just doing it manually like this because we tailor it and it's someone that's doing it, right? And then once we're looking at this, if they book a meeting, they go green. If we're in conversation with them, they go orange. And if they say no, thank you, they go gray. So this is kind of how we do outreach for clients because we keep it nice and simple. And it's what goes into this is important. So these names are scraped using Sales Navigator and Expandy to be able to generate these spreadsheets for clients. And so it's good quality. And then the messaging then starts from here, right? So that's how we kind of manage it. So if they were going to go on and say, right, I can see that actually I'm due to send DM4. So they would go onto it, they would click the person's link, they would go onto that person, they would then send them a message, they would copy and paste the message, make sure it's tailored, see if there's any other replies that have come back in, change it if there is replies, and then work the campaign that way, right? So that's how it works. So if you're interested in anything along those lines, our website is sprintva.co, and I don't know why it's gone to the get started page. There you go. So this is our website. So I'll just stick it onto here. The punchline is it doesn't cost any more than £5 an hour to work with our VA. Oh, there you go. Someone said, how much is the service? £5 an hour. So if you want someone who's working 20 hours a day, sorry, 20 hours a week, so half a day, so 9 a.m. till 1 a.m. every single day, that's our usual package. It works out to be £100 a week. So super inexpensive. And it has all of our methodology and techniques, and we do a kickstart session with you, we get the campaign right, all that sort of stuff. So that's how it works. If you're interested in that, you can book a call, top right, with one of our team who can take you through our virtual assistant services. Or if you wanted, no. Oh, looks like there's no space at the inn in June. We must be my diary that's on there. Flora, could you make a note that we need to make sure that Joey's VA Discovery Call diary goes on there? Um, if you wanted to book a call, actually, where most people will have a LinkedIn profile audit with us. So there's a free LinkedIn profile audit. So the idea is that we'll audit your LinkedIn profile, tell you what's working, what needs to be improved, and if you want to have a conversation about VAs afterwards, then we can have that conversation. But it's from a position of value. So I'm putting that link in the chat so you can go onto there and have a chat with one of our team and just go through that. If you've already had a VA conversation or LinkedIn profile audit, then you could jump on and just go straight in and have a VA discovery call with Joey here, which is the link that I want to put on. So he would just talk to you about VAs directly if you wanted to. So there we go. Perfect.
thank you.
Um, there you go. So back into the room, gang. Further questions. Uh, Thank you, Paul. Who's got further questions? So Claire's saying that she would like a call, which is great. We can reach out or use one of those links that we put on there. Yes, our VAs can do LinkedIn, sorry, Instagram. For example, some of our VAs do YouTube editing, and they just run people's YouTube channels because they're editors and designers, right? Some of our VAs just do telephone outreach because they're telephone appointment setters. So we've got different slices in there for that you can work on. Further questions, guys. Doesn't have to be about the VA stuff. I'm kind of conscious that we're talking about the bit that I say that we don't do, which is trying to sell on this. So back into the room. How can I further help you with your stuff? Do you have smaller packages? Book a call. Book a call. I want to keep to my promise of not trying to sell too much. I know that sounds very counterintuitive. The best thing to do, book a call with our team and they can go through the different packages that we offer, and we'll be able to assist with you. Diane, over to you.
Yeah, I have a question. Do you have any tips on figuring out what we could offer as a free tool? I'm mostly do leadership development training, executive coaching, and I'm kind of thinking, what would somebody want from me that would be interactive that they could do on their own? And at the moment, nothing's coming to mind.
Okay, and your leadership development. So I always say, so to answer your question, yes, we do have a tool. The two-step tool that I showed you first will actually
Mhm.
help you to work out what the two steps should be. So it
Right.
can help you with that, is to answer
Mhm.
the question there.
Yeah.
But what we always say to clients who are unsure, what is the very first thing that you'll do with a new client? So I've just paid you some money. I'm saying, Dan, I'd love some of this leadership stuff. What's the first thing you say? Yes, Richard. Okay, first of all, we need to do dot dot dot. What is that?
Okay. It would normally be a kind of fact find about their team and where everybody is, who's got experience, who hasn't, who needs development, who needs support, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Great. So, can you package that fact? Do you have specific questions or a document that you use for that fact find?
No.
Okay, well that's this is
But
this
that
is going
doesn't
to
mean
help
I
you in
couldn't
two
create
ways.
one.
So what I would do is I would talk to GPT and say one of the first things that I do for clients is I
Mhm.
do a fact find to be able to work out these things. Can you create a document for me that will assist me in that fact find? And then so the GPT will create that document for you and ask you some questions and you'll kind of go through it. Then once you've got that, you can then go, great, thank you. That's it. And then you can have another chat and say, this document is what I do when I first start with clients. I would like to convert it into a custom AI tool that will do it for someone as like a self-serve fact find that I can use as a lead generation hook. And then it can go great and then work the system that way. And then then the title can be find out the weaknesses in your team and who needs to be thought about for development or something along those lines, and then do it that way. That's normally quite an easy. It's quite it work. You can see how that helps you in two ways, which is
Yes.
always
Yeah.
useful.
Yeah. Great. Thank you.
So one big tip though for people who are thinking about this, don't make it too big. Don't make it too complicated because that the secret is you've got to be able to only ask three questions to people at the start to create a nice output for them. Because there's two reasons why three is the magic number. The first reason is that if you ask too many things of people, they get bored quickly and they never complete it. So three is the magic number. And also, if people are on the free version of LinkedIn, their sorry, free version of ChatGPT, then they will run out of credits that they can use if your GPT asks them six or seven questions because they won't have any credit left to be able to talk to it. So having just three questions then means that they will be able to use it in one session. And if you ever have a situation where people have to do two sessions to complete your thing, they won't ever do it. So they can complete it into one session before they lose their credits and they get the value from it. God, it's good fun, eh? I love all this stuff. I'm hoping. So, Flora, can we make a note of putting at the top of the LinkedIn for Breakfast school group um, a a post that says share your free AI tools below. And so, what I'd love everybody to do is not just share their AI tools. Feel free to do so if you've only just got the AI tools, but I would actually love you to share the post link like I just did. So the link to your post here, I would love you to share this. So you copy the link to the post, you go onto LinkedIn for breakfast, and when we got this post at the top, we'll ask you to share your link, and then I love not only will you get therefore people kind of checking out your AI tool, but also it's going to add traffic and potentially people will comment on your post to generate leads. And it could generate leads, but it will also show interaction. So actually other people will be able to see it, right? And so post it on there. Um, I think I had a question that popped in and popped out again.
Yeah, it was me.
Caroline,
Yeah, hi, how
yes.
are you? That was amazing. Thank you. My head is exploding
Apologies.
with ideas. So it's to follow up on what Diane was saying actually. So I'm an executive coach as well. I'm struggling to think about the difference between taking my existing lead magnet and just getting chat to do a better version of it and taking that lead magnet and creating an actual tool. So, for example, my onboarding questionnaire, I've got a progression audit
Okay,
and it lives in type form, for example. So they would just
nice.
go in and complete that. If I put that into chat, how am I? Aren't I just getting a version of the progression audit where they just answer all those questions? How does it become a tool that they can then go and use in different ways?
So Typeform will just submit like a form data to you, and then it's up to you what you do with it.
Hmm.
Think about this as them submitting information that's going to produce an output, and then that output is going to be a valuable piece of content for them to go and take forward.
Okay.
So a classic form is like, yeah, I'm giving you stuff and I'm not getting anything instantly in return. There's no instant gratification. Whereas an AI tool goes, I gave stuff and then it gave me something. And I
Mm,
was like, fucking hell, that's great. And
yeah.
then I was like, oh, I want to go speak to Caroline and talk to her a
Okay.
little bit more about this amazing thing.
Yeah.
And it no longer is ChatGPT's output. It is the output that you've trained ChatGPT to do within your unique methodology. And so that's why it still has the sprinkling of you on the output. That's the beauty of this. This is
Yeah.
how we're not all going to be taken over by AI bots when we've got our IP. And
Yeah.
so we're tailoring stuff. This is us having as thought leaders, we can then use this.
Yeah.
Um, so that was your you said that was your lead magnet, the type form thing, or was it a
It's
different type of lead
I've
magnet?
got so I've got two. I've got the type form, which is
Yeah.
progression audit, which is for a certain level. And then I've also got a like a kind of old-fashioned download, which is like secret signs of imposter syndrome. And that is a sort of checklist. Um,
Yeah.
and again, I think it's the same question and potentially the same answer in terms of
Exactly, yeah, and try and create both, right? Because
yeah,
when we work with clients, we talk about having a monthly event and a monthly two-step. So to give you an idea of this is our kind of content calendar that we work with clients, and so they'll have different themes each week for what they're going to be working on, and then you'll see here we have a fortnightly newsletter. So newsletter, skip a week newsletter, and then this rhythm is basically 13 weeks. So
mm,
it will kind of have that. And then you've got a monthly two-step on week two, and then a monthly event on week four. So our kind of rhythm goes newsletter, two-step, newsletter, event. And so when we think about a 13-week cycle, which is basically 3 months, there is in a quarter, three two-steps and three events. So when we talk to our clients about their 13 weeks, because we cycle the court, we do a cycle, we
yeah.
cycle the same
I'm a
thing.
client, by the way, so I've just
Yeah,
started.
so I know,
Yeah.
Karen, I know, but I'm always so guilty of just kind of using a question to be able to flip into sort of an explanation about
Repeat. Yes. Sorry.
about our thing, and I do it, but it's my the salesman in me is terrible, isn't it? It's like, this is an opportunity for me to talk about the 13-week cycle.
Yeah.
I do apologize, but for the rest of us, you can kind of see like the 13 weeks. When you're looking at that, you can have three of your themes as two-step posts. So three
Mm,
different two-step posts that you cycle each quarter. And so if you nail three cool AI tools, so Caroline's got two AI tools, so she just has one more. If she has three of those, then that means that she now will talk about those each one once a quarter. So she's going to talk about those 4 times a year. So if you spent time on this, creating a really nice thing with a really nice post, then it becomes a cornerstone piece of content that you can loop back to. And if it works for leads this quarter, it will still work really well next quarter because your audience would have grown, your connections would have increased, people will be following you differently this quarter compared to last quarter. People are fleeting in your life. So this is how we can keep on reusing and repurposing these assets, right? Sorry,
Amazing. No, no, no.
Caroline.
No, sorry, I should have not said that. Amazing. Yeah, very, very helpful. Thank you, Richard.
Cool, no worries. So I think that's probably us. We're overshot our kind of quarter two. So thank you everybody for staying on. Again, just as a recap, the best place, honestly, to take it from here, if you're still a little bit unsure, have a LinkedIn profile audit with one of my team. They're brilliant, and they'll tell you all about kind of improvements that they can make. You can make to your LinkedIn profile, and can talk about all of this 13-week cycle stuff. So here it is. So it's a LinkedIn profile audit, and they're totally for free. You can see here we've got a number next tomorrow. We got a number on Friday. So jump in and grab yourself one of those. It's in the chat now. That's it. I hope that helps. Do check back into the community once you've built your two-step and share it with everybody. And I look forward to testing them for you. Big love, guys. Thank you again. See you next week at 9 a.m. or see you on one of those LinkedIn profile orders. Cheers all. Bye. 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 Bye.